And the last but not least is our official solution provider vendor, who is NiUG's solution provider. And James Harrison with Visual Antidote is going to present case management in iMIS. So if your organization processes complaints, grievances, or cases or other workflows in iMIS, you can see how all of this is done in iMIS instead of needing a third-party solution. So James, I'm going to let you go ahead and take over and begin your demo.
Excellent. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, everyone. They always save the best to last, right? That's what they say.
That's right.
I'll make it worth your while, that's for sure. And I'll make sure there's time for questions at the end. But if anyone wants to ask a question while I'm doing the demo, just shout out or put out something in the chat. And Michelle, go ahead and interrupt me. I love to answer questions right while we're talking about it. And a little bit about me. I work at Visual Antidote in Toronto, Canada, and I've been there for 13 years now and working with iMIS for 13 years, happily so. And this is a little bit about our company. We were founded in 2006, and the number of staff we have now is about 16, and some are actually outside of Toronto now as well too. And we're focused 100% on iMIS, and we're really excited about the fact that all of our staff are now certified as well. So, as Michelle mentioned, we have some new products to talk about. Today's session will be focused on case management, and I will be doing a demo of our case management, but I do want to highlight a couple of new products that we've actually just released this year. Career Connect for iMIS. If you have a job board you need, put up an iMIS. We've got that new product that was just released. Also, if you're upgrading to EMS from iMIS 2017, we have our Sonic Forms to iMIS Forms conversion tool. That tool will automatically convert all your forms to an advanced iMIS form from a Sonic form, and that's going to be really helpful for people upgrading. So reach out if you have questions about those two. And the third one I want to highlight is Secure Scan for iMIS. This one actually we just launched in the summer, and something that's talked about a lot, I think these days, more recently so than years before, is access management, because you have so many different ways that you can grant access to things for people that it can get complex. You have web pages, you have IQAs and business objects, etc. So Secure Scan allows you to scan your system and see exactly who has access to what, and even gives you recommendations for things maybe to lock down, things you don't realize maybe are accessible through the REST API, for example, and just make sure your whole system is nice and tight and secure. So yeah, definitely reach out if you have questions about any of those products. But the star of the show today is case management, and I'm going to go through a demo of our system and what it does. And this is available on EMS. It is also available on 2017. So we did build the product originally on 2017, but I'll be demoing it today on EMS. So what would you need a case management system for? Well, essentially, if you have any types of cases you need to track, that can be grievance, an investigation, complaints is quite popular. In addition, actually support requests is another tool that you can use it for. And actually we use it for our own, and we have a client that recently deployed it a year and a half ago and then expanded their use of it to different. So it's very versatile, but in general, if you have something you need to track where members or the public will start the case, and then you want to move it along through some sort of workflow, this is the tool for you. So let's jump in and do a demo. And I'm going to start by showing you the perspective from the user, and then I'm going to go into the staff site and show from there. So as I mentioned, we do have on our website, we do use our case management system for tickets. So the journey might start here where somebody has a support ticket, and they would go in and click and fill in the form, and you can ask them for all the different information you'd like them to submit, and that would create a ticket in your system. And also just back to what Keith Hunter was talking about with Zapier, we do have a client that integrated Zapier to insert an email right into the ticketing system. So it's all in iMIS, and any tools that you can use with iMIS, you can use with our case management system. For our demo today, I'm going to start off from the demo site, and I'm logged in as Julie Bacon. And Julie Bacon is a member, and she wants to go in and put a support ticket in. So from the menu, we can see submit case and my cases. So maybe she's got previous cases she wants to look at. She would go ahead and click on submit case and then fill in the form on the next page. I queued these up ahead of time, so I hope I didn't log out. Okay, good. Okay, so since we're logged in, we already have Julie's information. If this was a public-facing form, then you would fill in that information, for example, or you could have the person create an account first. So we want some information about the incident. So maybe it happened last week and happened in Calgary. And we're going to say that this had to do with health and safety and benefits. So I always like to use my ipsum lorem just to cheat whenever I have a page like this. So I'm going to quickly fill in these text boxes, but you could ask questions, asking them to describe and give more details about what it is that the issue is about. And the more information they submit, the easier it is for your staff to process it, that sort of thing. You can have them add documents as well. So let's just go ahead and add a document. So from the member's perspective or the public's perspective, if this is just a public form, then they would fill in the form, they would submit the case, and they might get a thank you page to say it's been submitted. In our case, it goes to the My Cases page, or this, if it was a ticketing system, maybe My Tickets. And now you can see Julie's been quite busy. She's got lots of cases she's opened up with us. If she wants to look at her case that she's put in, she can go click on View, and she can see that case that she just submitted. If she wants to see the progress on a previous case, she can do that as well. We see this one's under investigation. She can have a look at that. And you could have some information sent back on this page in more detail if you had some messaging you wanted to put in. Anything you want to expose about the case, she'd be able to read here. And okay, so let's flip over now to the staff site and see what this looks like on the other side. Okay, so first of all, I'm logged in as Peter, and Peter is a staff member, but he's not an administrator. He's just a regular staff member. And we're now looking at the case management system within the iMIS staff site. And so from here, you can see this is our main dashboard. We have a whole menu section for case management. And the important thing to know is that with our case management system, it is part of your iMIS installation. So we install it right into your iMIS system. The data is stored in iMIS. And so, for example, if you stopped using the system for any reason, you don't have to export the data from some external system. It's already all in iMIS. And then on top of that, any of the iMIS tools that you want to use, for example, with reporting, you can use to build out your own reports, and it's all familiar. So we do use the iMIS RISE components, IQAs, forms, etc., and it does sit right inside of your case or right inside of your staff site. So you can see here, we're looking at the dashboard. It has some metrics about how many cases we have, how many are under investigation. In this system, we have 3 different case types, and we have a grievance, and we have a complaint and a call. And actually, there's a 4th one that someone added recently. So what's important to know is that this is very configurable. So if you come up with new case types that you want to track, there's an area in the system for configuration, which I'll show you later when we're logged in as admin, a sysadmin, that you can then go and add new case types, and you can configure those case types. So it's all configurable by you. You can always call us if you want our help as well. And so if we scroll around and look around a bit, we can see that we have tasks due on the right-hand side. So tasks are an integral part of the cases, and we're going to jump in and look at one of those. And then I'm looking at my cases. So I'm logged in as Peter, and these are the cases that have been assigned to me. And I can also look at my tasks here. So these are not necessarily tasks that are overdue, but just simply tasks that I have assigned to me, whereas the tasks on the right-hand side are actually overdue. So it's telling me it's due in 4 days or it's past due. These are just the tasks that have been assigned to me that I have to work on. And I can go to all cases, and I can see we're going to look at Julie's case, that complaint that just came in. So I can click on View from here, and I can go and look at that case. Now, if I want to, I can also look up the case from Julie's record. And if I actually go to Julie's record first, and I just go and open a new tab to do that. So for starting from the beginning here, and I went to find contacts, and I wanted to look up Julie's record, I've got her here. just going to click on it quickly, I can get to the cases that Julie submitted from her profile as well. So if I go down on the left, I see there's a cases tab, and I can see all the cases that have been inputted into the system. And so, sorry, all of her cases that she's put into the system. And again, a case can be submitted by a member, or it can be against a member. So one of our clients uses cases because they're getting their case management system because they're getting cases that are filed against their members. So it can be used either way. And in this case, it's Julie has submitted the case. Now she submitted that case and it automatically got assigned to one of our staff to look at. And she also got an email right away. So I'm going to show you those emails here in our Mailinator account. So if I look here, there's Julie's email. Hi, Julie, we received your case. We're going to look at it in a couple of days, or we'll get back to you within a couple of days, sorry. And then we have Chris Baker. He was assigned the case to him. So he's going to, when he logs in, he's going to see that under my cases. So clicking back over to the case itself, let's just look around and see what's here. First of all, up at the top, we have there's Julie. If I want to click on that pop-up, I can see her record. I can pull it up really quickly and just get her info. There's also the ability for me to add more participants and more members. So we can have a case that's assigned to multiple members. There's always a primary. And then we can also add participants. So a participant might be a witness, let's say. So let's go ahead and add a witness right now. And I can select, or I can add new to the, if I'm going to add a new contact to the database. But I'm just going to go ahead and add Roger in as a witness. So this is an IQA. We look them up by criteria, and then we can choose what kind of participant are they. You can configure this list as well. And there we go. Now Roger is part of that case. So again, I can click on Roger's record and have a look at his information. Now, on the top, we have our statuses. These are the 3 minimum statuses: open, investigation, and close. But you can add more here, and in between open and close, you can have as many as you like, and you can call them whatever you like. We just suggest an investigation as a sort of a first step. So for example, maybe I will change this to investigation, and I'm going to go ahead and start this case, or start the steps that I have involved in that. If you notice here, we have an activity that's been inserted called case investigation. So now we have an activity that's happened, a milestone that's happened, and that's what these activities are meant for. They're meant for milestone items. Maybe I have to set up a meeting with the member. I'm going to want to record it here. So I'll click on add activity, and you can decide what these activities would be. Meeting with member, and we can say that was a type of meeting with member, and we can put in today's date. And again, so this is, activities are meant to show the milestone pieces that happen within the case, but there can also be detailed tasks within the case. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that there's different tasks here on the investigation step. And if I go back one step, I actually had a few things I meant to do while the case was still in the open step, which we actually can see here. So if I've got some of these tasks completed, I can go ahead and mark them as completed, or I can assign them to someone else. So if I go ahead and assign this task to Peter, sorry, I can assign this, I'm Peter, so I'm going to assign it to Chris. When Chris logs in, he's going to see it on my task list to do. And I can say, you know what, this needs to be done by the end of the week. And if I want to complete one of the tasks, then I can go ahead and do that here, and you'll see the changes to a green flag. I can say that, yeah, that was completed today and done. So you can come up with as many tasks as you like that get inserted into the case when the case is created, and you can decide what tab they go under. So we have open, investigation, and progress, or you can create a new task yourself right here, and you can go ahead just exactly the same way. You can create a new task and email a member, and then you can assign it to someone at a due date, exactly the same things we showed. So in addition to tasks, we also have documents, which are very important in the system. And so if we go to our documents tab, maybe they're going to be documents that we need to upload for this case, and we want to track what's been happening. So I can go to our documents tab, I can click upload, and then I can put, so we can say scan contract maybe, and we can put some notes again, and we can track. There's this pick list here. You can come up with your own items you like. So let's say this is the notice of hearing, and you can upload the document. And you can have as many documents as you like in the system. You can also integrate this with our document valet iPart if you want to store those documents in Azure or in SharePoint. And also that it allows extra tagging and other features that Document Valley has. This one here is showing the out-of-the-box iMIS document storage. And so you can see, there we go, those documents are showing up there. You can click on edit, or you can click on download to get to it quickly. There's also the notes feature. So let's say that I've had that meeting here with the member and I want to record my notes. I can go here to the notes tab. I can click on add note, and I can go ahead and just put in lots of notes from our meeting. I can say meeting with member and the date that it happened. So there's lots of things that we can track here for the case and how it moves forward. And essentially, as your different staff are working on the case and you have different people assigned to different tasks, you'll see these metrics happening. I have tasks due on the left-hand side that are letting me know that something's coming up soon or has been missed. And essentially, this would be your main dashboard for that case as it moves through the system. And then finally, when the case is finished and it's going to be closed, you can go ahead and choose a outcome and you can choose a close date and then you can update it as closed. So essentially that would be the end of that case. So let me start a new case, but let me start one from within the staff site. And if I go back here to our dashboard, then I can see there's an add new case button here. So in this sense, maybe I got a telephone call from a member and I don't know if it's going to be a grievance or a complaint. So I just want to create a call. So I can click on add new case and it's Jennifer that called me. Let's spell her name right. There we go. And I just look her up in our database. There's Jennifer. And I asked her on the phone what the issue was. And she's going to tell me when it happened and some information about what it was. And maybe this has to do with her health benefits. And there we go. So we've created the case, but I don't know anything else about the case except for that Jennifer has just called in with this information, but I want to assign it to one of our staff to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to assign this over to Chris, and I'm going to click on save. Now I'm going to go and log in as Chris, and we're going to have a look at his version of the system. And just a reminder, when I'm on the dashboard there, I have my cases and that case isn't showing up. So let me switch over now to Chris. And I just logged in with him ahead of time. And let's refresh the dashboard. And also Chris is an administrator. So I'm going to show you some extra functionality that Chris has as a system administrator. But first of all, he's going to come here. Now he sees that call from Jennifer. He's going to have a look at this. Chris is the, I'm essentially the staff person that really just sort of takes, I can't really handle cases, but Chris, he's allowed to handle cases and review it. And he'll know better than I would as far as if it should be a grievance, for example, or if it should be a complaint. So he'll come here and he'll see that, okay, this should be a grievance, or he'll review the case, see that it should be a grievance. One thing I would like you to look at is you can see the tasks down here. There's no tasks right now, but as soon as I switch it over to a grievance, it's going to go and get the tasks that are for a grievance case. So you can have different tasks for each case type, and it'll go and pre-populate all those tasks. Now you can see I have my next steps to do and assign an investigator, set up a meeting with a member, etc. So you can have those different tasks per case type. And then when you switch the case type initially from a call, it'll go and pre-populate those tasks. So just a couple of minutes left, and I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Over on the left here, if you have Report Writer, we have some reports with the system. If you don't, then we have also the IQAs that come with it. We have all the IQAs and business objects. So for example, I can see the number of cases by different staff. Chris has got the most here, cases per month. And also then if I do have Report Writer, or if you do have Report Writer, we can give you the reports that we have, the basic reports, and help you set up more as well with them. So if I want to see cases by subcategory, for example, I can view that. And we really like this Report Writer tool. It's really versatile. So it makes it easy to make some pretty nice looking reports. So there we go. That's just a sample one that's coming up, and you can export it to PDF, etc. So this is showing the number of cases that have come in by category. We could even add a date filter so you can track the cases by for a certain month, how many have come in. It's very easy to do. And we can see here's our cases, ethics cases, health and safety, etc. So it's very versatile, the Report Writer, what you can do with that. And back to that secure scan from iMIS, we do have a secure audit tab as well, and this can help you review and see who has access to what section in iMIS, just to make sure that your system's locked down. That's really important to us, security. And in addition to that, when we install this in iMIS, we make sure only the staff who are allowed to work with cases are given access. So that means not every staff member automatically has access, and we can set that section to only show up for certain people. Finally, you can see some tabs here that say admin. So back to what I was saying in the beginning, if you want to configure things, everything's here for you to configure. I'll just quickly look at one, and then I think that'll be my time, and I'll leave 5 minutes for questions. You can see here, we can configure those different statuses. We can come here, we can configure the different tasks. You can create your own tasks here that then get automatically inserted when a case is created. Excellent. So that was my time. I want to make sure and respect everyone's day. It's the end of the day now for people, but I do want to answer some questions if anyone has any.
So we do have one question so
Great.
far from Keith Williams, and he is saying, we currently use Zendesk for member questions that we integrate. One of the things we recently implemented is their chatbot. Does your case management have a chatbot?
You know what? We are working on some AI pieces, so that'll be coming out in a new or a future version. Right now, we don't have any chatbot features for case management, but it is on our radar to build out a chatbot for iMIS. I've also heard that ASI is working on a chatbot to work with their help pages as well too. So I think, yeah, that would be a pretty nice feature to add in for sure.
Knowing Keith Stout, I'm sure you guys will get that done.
Oh yes, yes, he loves AI, and
huge fan of AI.
He's got lots of ideas and things he'd like to do with AI, and his new best friend is ChatGPT, and yeah, it's pretty neat some of the stuff they can do.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. So,
Absolutely.
All right. If anyone else have any additional questions, go ahead and put them in there. James, do you want to share your email in the chat in case anyone else thinks of anything that they may want to ask you later on?
That's a great idea. Yeah, let me do that right now.
All right. Otherwise, we'll give it a couple minutes before we close it down. I wanted to say thank you to all of our solution providers and vendors who participated today. These were some amazing products, and please do let others know about these products that you've seen if they were not able to make it today.